If you want to be the best version of yourself as a man, unfortunately, you have to be waking up bricked, because that is a sign that you have high testosterone, you have high libido, and that you're gonna have high energy throughout the day. So following the strength protocol is gonna guarantee that you increase your testosterone and wake up bricked. So let's get right into it. The first thing I want you to understand is that the first 4 letters are for the daytime, and the last 4 letters are for the nighttime. Because if you optimize what you do throughout the day and you optimize your night routine, that is how you max out your testosterone. So the first thing that you have to do during the day is sun balls. Now, a lot of people are going to be like, bro, sunning your balls, what are you talking about? It has been shown that when UV light hits your balls, that you are going to increase your testosterone 150 to 200%. That is because your balls is where all the testosterone is produced from. So if UV light, photosynthesis on leaves and stuff, what do you think it does to your skin? If your skin produces vitamin D, which is a pro-hormone, and you sun your balls, start sunning your balls 10 to 15 minutes. Now be careful, obviously you don't want to do this in public or something, so be careful what you're doing, but try to do this at least a couple times a week, because I guarantee you, you're going to start waking up bricked. Now second, you want to train. Now, what is the most optimal amount to train per week? I'm going to say 4 to 5 times, because you want to enhance your recovery. But understand, if you start training 4 to 5 times a week, heavy weight training, you're doing legs 2 times a week, also adding in a sprint day to your training regimen, you are going to understand that your testosterone, your energy are going to surge, and that's going to make you start having higher libido. So sunning your balls and training are the first 2 steps. That alone is going to increase your testosterone off the charts. Now third is of course going to be red meat. Everyone's scared of red meat. Doctors tell you to avoid it, but I'm here to tell you that red meat is your best friend. Micronutrients, cholesterol, all the marbles are on red meat. And what's even better, or not better than red meat, but the same, is eggs. Red meat and eggs. This should be the staple of your diet. If you make eggs and red meat the staple of your diet, you're going to be hitting your cholesterol. And cholesterol is the precursor for testosterone. When you have higher testosterone, guess what happens in the morning? There's your answer. Red meat and eggs has to be the staple of your diet. For years, I was doing chicken and rice, and guess what? I was waking up with a gummy worm. I woke up with no energy. I couldn't even get out of my bed. At 3 p.m., I would want to take naps. That's because chicken doesn't have micronutrients. That's because these foods, these protein shakes, and all this other bullshit, it's not going to give you the drive and the testosterone that you need. So you need to make sure that you're optimizing your diet around these things, because once you start eating this every single meal, not just like 1 time a week, or not just like 3 times a week, or maybe 1 time a day, like every single meal you're eating beef or eggs or some very nutrient dense meal, that's when you will optimize your energy, your testosterone, and everything else. So this is what you want to do during the day. That alone will max out your testosterone. But second is what you do before bed, because what you do before bed is going to matter so much, so that you produce the right amount of hormones in your sleep. So the first thing is no blue light. Of course, you guys know, I've talked about it before, but blue light is a terrible thing for hormone production before you go to bed. Because when blue light hits your retinas, it tells your brain to stop producing melatonin. Now, what does melatonin do? Melatonin makes you fall asleep. So if you can't produce melatonin, you're not going to be able to fall asleep. So if you can't fall asleep, how do you expect to get REM sleep when you're sitting in bed for 30 minutes, an hour every single night? You know, it used to be so hard for me to fall asleep because my brain was fried. with stimulants and blue light and a bunch of other bullshit. But once you relax your mind, you avoid blue light, you avoid your phone, you avoid the TVs, you fall asleep so much quicker. And then you sleep deeper, you have vivid dreams. A lot of you guys right now aren't even having dreams before bed. It's like, bro, what are you even sleeping for? You gotta make sure you're eliminating blue light. Next, what you wanna optimize for is glycine. Glycine is one of the most important amino acids before you go to bed, because glycine allows you to fall asleep quicker. It allows you to have deeper sleep and just produce enough hormones. So the first way you can get glycine is by eating more meat and eggs throughout the day. That is going to make you sufficient in the amino acid glycine. But what you could also do is you can eat an avocado before bed with magnesium and glycine, or you can drink some coconut water. So add these things to hit your glycine and to actually fall asleep quicker and deeper. Glycine is one of the most important things so that you can actually fall asleep, and making sure that you're having magnesium, all these micronutrients, all the micronutrients. Because if you're deficient in micronutrients, your hormones aren't going to be optimized, and then you're not going to be able to fall asleep, you're not going to sleep deep, your hormones are going to be fucked, and then guess what? You're waking up with a gummy worm. So that is what you need to optimize for. And then also, another big thing that people overlook is the temperature in their room. Your temperature. If your temperature in the room is hot, you're actually stressing out your body. Your body wants to be cold, especially your balls when you're falling asleep, because your balls produce more testosterone when they're below core temperature. And the only way to get below core temperature is through a cold room. So turn your temperature down, ideally to 65 to 68 degrees Fahrenheit. If you can do that right there, I guarantee you that your sleep alone is going to increase. Also get glycine and avoid the blue light. That alone is going to be a good thing. And then one more thing to really make sure that you wake up ripped is going to be honey. Raw honey before bed. Raw honey, when it's raw and you don't use a metal spoon, you use your finger and you eat it, you don't kill any of the enzymes, any of all the properties that raw honey comes with, it increases your luteinizing hormone. Now, your luteinizing hormone is responsible for increasing your testosterone. So when you increase your testosterone through honey, guess what? You're gonna wake up with a pole. Every single night before bed, I have a tablespoon of honey and I eat either red meat or eggs. Every single night. And guess what? My sleep is amazing. It's amazing. If you wanted to make it even better, you can add some coconut water, right? Do these things before bed and you're gonna start waking up with a pole. And then, of course, be optimal throughout the day. If you do all these things right here on a consistent basis, for the longest time I wasn't consistent with these things. Maybe I would have honey a couple times a week before bed. Maybe some nights I wouldn't avoid the blue light. You have to do this every single day, because if you do it every single day, you're gonna take your physique to the next level, you're gonna take your energy to the next level, and your testosterone to wake up ripped. And if you're looking for one-on-one guidance to max out your testosterone and take your physique to the next level, to get shredded, max out your energy, and way more, book a call with me in the link in the description, and I'll see if you're a good fit for my coaching. But aside from that, like and subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next video.